Hey guys, sorry for the live animal look, so to speak. I just got woken up at 7:30. I often wake up in the middle of the night, so I sleep late. And by the way, it's cold in the morning, so I can't necessarily go anywhere. Um, yeah, it may be hot during the day, but it's often cold overnight. I'm ordered to evaporate. I've also been told if you have no money, you have zero rights. You're not a human being. You lose all your human rights here in Amsterdam, and you don't have any other rights left. You're not allowed to ask questions. You're not allowed to be shown documentation. There was this lawyer, I've made videos about this before, who initially told me, I gave him a long list of why what he was saying was wrong, and then he said, okay, you can stay on the condition of this and that and that, and I did that. Then a cop showed up, the one that's been hassling me relentlessly ever since that theft and intimidation series started on the 12th of March, after having been in the same spot for a year without anyone bothering me whatsoever. Except a few locals mocking me every once in a while, but it goes with the territory. And then he called someone, I don't know why, and I filed a complaint about him, and they asked me, we had a phone conversation, why didn't you ask him why he kept showing up, why he kept pestering you? Well, because he was just harassing me. And I realized because everyone constantly tells you to shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, because you're not a human being, because you're dog excrement, and dog excrement isn't supposed to talk. Dog excrement isn't supposed to ask questions. Yes, that's literally what it is like. You're like dog excrement. I didn't ask him questions. You get chased into the defensive constantly. You're constantly being told to shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, because you're not a human being. Anyway, this other person apparently then contacted, because the police officer probably couldn't do that because of privacy reasons. So that other person then contacted somebody else at the city of Amsterdam, a lawyer, and told him that I had been lying and this and that and here and there and whatever. And I had also that people had been telling me to leave for a long time, which isn't true. So I got the impression they were talking about somebody else. And he was talking about this lawyer about an investigation, and I would like to see what he was talking about. And he refused to show me that. And asking this sort of questions is considered being out of order. So you get zero responses. You're just being told to evaporate into thin air because they want you to evaporate into thin air. And the reason behind this is purely political, because I can go deep into Flevo Park and I can go under the metro tracks, but not here, because there are over 11,000 of us and over 1,300 like me living like this. And the city of Amsterdam doesn't want the public to know about this. It doesn't want the public to see. It wants to pretend it's looking after us, and it wants to pretend that we're all drug addicted, alcoholics, severely mentally ill, or severely mentally retarded. And if people like me are around with a cum laude master's from the local university, who's worked at the tourist office here, who was a board member of the Environmental Chemistry and Toxicology section of the Royal Netherlands Chemical Society, who was in this situation simply because she wasn't entitled to any financial support or other support, because she has no money, because she fled from an abusive situation. Then the public sees that what the city says isn't true, and then the public might start voting differently. That's the only explanation I can come up with, because why? In December 2024, they told me I wasn't entitled to any support. Val maar dood, mevrouw Soeren. That's what it boils down to. Now, mevrouw Soeren didn't want to die. She didn't want to commit suicide, so she's surviving. And she was surviving very well in the previous spot for a year. For an entire year, they left me in peace. And then they started harassing me every day or every other day. That just doesn't add up. But I had been contacting the city about its policy. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to assist the city and tell them what they could do. They don't want to assist people like me. They don't. They haven't given me any indication that they want to do anything to support me. They rattle off the same stories I just was giving 2 addresses to that are in the middle of nowhere, a million miles from here. If I can't leave here because I've got a foot problem, I email them, listen, I've gotten a card, but I can't get away because I've got a foot problem. I can't go to a park that is quite close by, nearby. Then I certainly can't make the many, many miles to the other side of the city. They expect us to be able to walk around 10, 20 kilometers per day with all our belongings. There aren't any places where you can leave your stuff. It's just one big farce, people. It's just one big farce, and the voters buy it. The voters buy it. I can't vote because I'm not living in the Netherlands. I'm officially based in England, and that's why I'm not entitled to anything.